Reproduction. The function of reproduction is to create new life. There are two sexes. Women are the female sex, and men are the male sex. When we are born, we have features or characteristics from both of our parents. We look like our parents, but everyone is unique or different. Through the function of reproduction, people have sons or daughters that look like or look similar to them. Men and women. Humans have physical differences. Eye color, skin color, height, weight, hair color, hair type, and gender. The physical differences between men and women. Men, they have more body hair, they have deep voices, they have a bigger Adam's apple. And women, they have less body hair, they have higher voices, they have wider hips, and they have breasts. The male reproductive system. Almost all the organs of the male reproductive system are outside the man's body. Testicles. Here are the testicles. They are two external organs that have an oval shape. They are inside a bag of skin called scrotum, and they produce sperm. The penis. It is an external organ on top of the testicles. Inside the penis, there is a small tube called the urethra, which is here. Urine and sperm come out of this tube. And here's a recap of the male reproductive system. So the testicles are here, the penis, and the urethra here. At the female reproductive system. Almost all the organs of the female reproductive system are inside the woman's body. And it is made up of ovaries, here and here, fallopian tube, and the uterus and the vagina. The ovaries and the fallopian tubes. Ovaries. They are two internal organs located near the hips. They produce ovules or eggs. And the fallopian tubes are two tubes that connect the ovaries to the uterus. The uterus. It is a cavity in the stomach that is connected to the ovaries and the vagina. A fetus grows inside the uterus during pregnancy. So here's the uterus. The vagina and vulva. The vagina connects the uterus to the outside of the body, and the vulva is the external part of the female reproductive system. So, another recap of the female reproductive system. It's made up of ovaries, fallopian tube, and the uterus, and the vagina. How babies are born. 3 steps are needed to create a baby. 1, fertilization, which is the union of an ovule and a sperm. 2, pregnancy. This is when the woman carries the baby in the uterus. And 3, birth. This is when the baby is born. So, fertilization. Fertilization is the union of an ovule from the ovaries in the women's reproductive system and a sperm from the testicles in the male reproductive system. Pregnancy. This is when the baby develops inside a mother's uterus. This lasts for 9 months. Pregnancy. In the first stages of pregnancy, the baby does not look like a newborn baby. It is called an embryo. It is protected inside the amniotic sac, a bag filled with liquid. So here's the amniotic sac. The embryo receives food and oxygen through a spongy organ called the placenta, which is here. The umbilical cord connects the embryo to the placenta. So the connects it so the baby is able to eat and breathe. Pregnancy. Around the 3rd month, the embryo looks human. Its organs are almost developed and start working. The embryo is now called a fetus. So at 3 months, you can call the embryo a fetus. Birth. After 9 months, a baby is born. This is called birth. During birth, the fetus, placenta, and umbilical cord all leave the uterus. At the end of the pregnancy, the fetus turns its head down to the canal between the uterus and the vagina. At the beginning of the birth, the amniotic sac breaks and the liquid inside comes out. The mother's stomach and uterus muscles contract and push the fetus out through the vagina. When the baby is born, the doctor cuts the umbilical cord and the baby starts to breathe by itself. So you cut the umbilical cord here. And your belly button or navel is the scar from your umbilical cord. Belly button.